Rewatch time.
Oh, yeah.
Lazarus episode.
7 this time still?
Yes.
Nice, but bad because the show's bad.
There's not going to be a lot to say about this episode.
There's not a lot to say about this episode because they didn't do anything in this episode. It was this entire fucking sequence.
But the North Pole.
The North Pole.
Finally melted.
The ice caps are gone, guys. 3 years to the day that Skinner made his magical prediction and all this stuff. You know...
We're not saying
no. If Skinner is so amazing and can just guess the time of this nature and all this stuff, why can't he do anything about it? Because last I checked, it was kind of hard to predict all this stuff. Like, weathermen get it wrong constantly. Politicians have been getting it wrong for the last 40 years. So, how this Skinner guy, if he's such a magical prophet of nature, why couldn't he have figure out a way to fix the ice caps or something in that time period? He seems smart enough, but instead he focused on killing all humanity. That was the solution. Good for him, Mr. Seventh Trumpeter, but not really deciding humanity's fate.
I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
This is, first of all accurate. I love when scientists will be like, they're like, we're losing everything. We need to do something about it. And it's like, do you have a lot of money? Mm-hmm. To the point where you're like, super wealthy. You made clearly Skinner was insanely wealthy. Yep. It's like, are you doing anything about it? Well, I'm yelling at governments to do something about it. It's like, what are they going to do? Mm-hmm. Well, they're going to put in regulations. To do what? And it's like, oh, well, in the really nice first world areas of the West, USA, they'll put in heavy regulations and start doing other things. Are you going to say anything to China or India or anything?
It's a cultural thing over there.
Yeah, they'll just keep polluting.
Yeah, they got their own thing going on. We don't want to get involved with that. Yeah. But you guys...
And also sea levels rose so much.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this was so stupid. So stupid in this episode when they did that too. It's like, these islands that went underwater because of the ice caps. Like, shut up. Shut up. Shut up about the ice caps.
Shut up about the ice caps. Shut up about the sun.
Shut up about the sun.
It's one of those things too. It's just one of those classic things. Listen, it's our podcast and we get to talk about what we want. Yeah, whatever. When they're like, look at this guy. He said ice caps are going to melt and no one listened. I'm like, yeah, they do that every about 10 years.
Yes. We have footage 40 years ago of them talking about this.
Yeah, someone just comes out and goes, ice caps are melting in 10 years. Ice caps are melting in 10 years. First off, and also, if any scientist came out and said, we're going to lose all our ice caps in 3 years, I'd be like, well, guess what then? We're fucked.
Yeah.
3 years? You think we could reverse something that we've been doing?
Because everyone send every freezer you have to the North Pole.
It's literally, I'm assuming the show, I don't remember what year it took place, but it's in the future.
It's in the way future.
So I'm assuming this is 200 plus years of, industrial revolution.
Sure. Yeah.
Whatever. And they're like, we're going to lose them in 3 years. It's like, okay, first off, you're old when you said this. Seems like you could have said this 20 years ago. Because you've been a scientist for a while. Mm-hmm. But it's like, okay, man, well then screw it. Let's all have a party.
Yeah. Let the band play as the ship sinks.
Yeah. We're going to change 200 plus years of climate disaster in 3 years? I don't think so, bud.
Yeah. No, facts. Yeah, exactly. Big time, bud. Oh, but don't worry. The ozone layer, that was healed because of our efforts. Listen. We try not to get too political on this show, but it's our podcast and we do whatever we want. Sometimes we don't do full segments on it. This show is politically motivated out the wazoo.
That's true.
It's woke as balls.
We're allowed to be politically reactive to a political film.
Yeah, 100%. We're allowed to be. We don't allowed to do anything we want.
I know we're allowed to do anything we want, but it's like, we try not to get too into it.
Yeah, because we're here about anime. We like anime and manga and fun. And for the most part, it's all fun and games, and no one really brings us crap into it, so we don't have to worry about it. Mm-hmm. But this show is just out the wazoo. It's like I'm watching the fucking news.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
It is. Yeah. It literally was.
Yeah.
And then, first off, this is one of my favorite things. And I was like, well, this is why the world is the way it is. They're like, let's rewatch Skinner's thing.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, by the way, because this episode starts, they're like, we're back at ground zero. We know nothing. I was like, yep. So we just wasted our entire time watching this because we learned nothing.
Nothing.
Literally learned
They pointed
nothing.
Out they have nothing
we literally
at all.
But anyways.
Before we dig super deep into this real fast, I'm going to give the show one compliment. I enjoyed the opening sequence when she was going around asking all their ages, and the black guy got really offended that she thought he was 45.
Yeah.
That was
He
funny.
said 40, but
40, whatever.
Yeah.
He brought it up multiple
Yeah,
times.
he's like,
I
40.
enjoyed that. Yes.
Yeah, that was really funny.
Yes.
That was
And
really
to settle our debate from the previous episode, the kid is 16. He was definitely in high school.
Yeah, oh yeah. He will. Oh yeah, good point. Yeah,
Yes.
That's very interesting. I thought that totally like college class, but yeah, that was definitely high school. I didn't think
It's
about
the
that.
future.
First of all, maybe like also like we're really supposed to like this organization that's hiring 16-year-olds.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah.
There was no more adults.
Yeah. Once again, when the show started, like I could suspend belief that this crack team's getting put together and all this stuff, blah blah blah, because it's the end of the world. Now I don't care because your show sucks.
Yeah.
And no one cares.
And also, Axel being like 24, sure. Why would how you think he looks older?
I was like, yeah, I do think he looks older.
Yeah, exactly. And then
It's anime, but still.
Chris, when she was like supposed to be like 26, I was like,
Sure.
is that what your license says, honey?
Yeah.
I was like, you're like 38.
Yeah.
But you're so old.
Yeah.
Nice try.
Nice trying that
Anyways,
one. Yeah.
but when I love they go back and watch the video and they're like, she's like, 7th trumpet. What does that mean? And I'm like, this
Get
is
ready for the worst take on the planet.
two things about this. One, this is why your world is in shambles. That you don't know this thing. That is pretty common knowledge about the trumpets. Two, when the black guy is like, he's like, it means like volcanoes and blah 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 blah. And I was like, okay, volcanoes aren't even mentioned in the 7th trumpet, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's
I went and looked it up to be sure.
Make sure. Good.
Yeah,
Excellent,
I read all
excellent.
the trumpets.
Good. Excellent. Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because that's why when she goes, because people think this is deep what they're saying in this show. When she goes, maybe all the six trumpets already happened. I was like, well, I don't think so because there's not 200 million angels.
Yeah.
Down fucking shit up.
No.
On purpose.
Nope. Yeah. On purpose. Yeah.
A third of the water isn't poisoned.
Yeah. Facts.
A third of the population's not gone.
Yeah. Facts.
I know that's what he's trying to work on, which would make him more not the 7th trumpet.
Yeah.
Because the 7th trumpet isn't that, but whatever.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. Whatever.
Once again, you don't have to know the trumpets.
No, you don't. You don't even really have to know general Christianity for this one. I mean, everyone should, but like, and also it was like, I don't like the way they described it. It's like, it's when God comes down and destroys humanity or something like that. It's like,
He made it out to be. This is what he said. This is exactly what he said. It's when God is fed up with humanity, so he opens the trumpets to destroy the world. Blah, blah, starts the trumpets to destroy the world. First off, that's not true.
yep,
Revelation starts when Jesus comes back.
facts.
And Jesus comes back when we have the world set up for him. Which mean that Christianity is the most dominant thing, and Christianity is more in the world. Once again,
And
we don't
everyone's
know.
being a real Christian.
Yeah, everyone's being a real Christian. We don't know. We don't know
We don't know when's happening.
when it's going to happen. But it means the world is good.
Yeah.
Which would mean it would be majority Christianity. If you're on the if you listen and you're like, oh, that would mean it's bad. Blah, 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 blah. I'm an atheist. But go watch
sound
Redeem
like that,
Zoomer.
There you go. Yeah.
Shout out Redeem Zoomer. He's cool.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Or Joe Shameless Potpourri.
Hershmeyer.
Yeah, that's it.
Hershmeyer.
But like, so it wouldn't be when God's fed up with humanity because it's when God's like, humanity, you're doing it.
You're doing a good job. Okay.
Yes, and then judgment comes.
Yes.
Sorry, Lazarus team, who's named after a biblical story that they show in this. The Rembrandt paintings were cool.
I did enjoy that, and I actually kind of liked their little illusion. Like he understood what Singer's gonna be good. He understood how things need to be cast in light and how important that light is. So Skinner's being cast in a bad light right now. He's actually a good guy overall because he's just cast in in shadow at the moment.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
I've never seen that actual Rembrandt painting of Jesus raising Lazarus.
That's pretty cool.
It was pretty cool. There's definitely better ones.
I'm sure. Yeah, for sure. Also, this whole storyline there's so much worse stuff that goes in this episode, but I just want to get this storyline. This whole storyline they got going on with the boss lady and her connection to Skinner and
Yawn.
are you was this supposed to be shocking to us in some way? I thought we already knew she worked with Skinner on some level, or
I
knew
didn't
him.
or cared.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
just
know
give a
anything
shit.
about her.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she is the least developed character out of them all, and they made this out to be some big
Whoever
reveal.
wrote this show is an idiot.
Yeah, they really can't write.
They are so dumb. They're like, wouldn't it be crazy if the person running the thing actually knows Skinner? And then when you find that out, 2 seconds later, the team finds out. Because God forbid we keep some dramatic irony going on for a little bit. And like, the team finally finds out eventually, and they're like, what? First of all, I like the way they found out, because I don't know if they know this woman's name, but the girl literally is scrolling through and she goes, I'm assuming she knows her name.
Yes.
Otherwise, the scene is dumb.
Yes.
She's scrolling through and she's like, look at all these people that work for him. And then she just looks like she randomly clicks one and it happens to be her. However, my assumption would be someone smart would point out that she knew her name. That's why she clicked on it. I'm not saying that's what happened because the show is dumb as hell.
You can't give that show that credit.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Yep, it's impossible.
Yep.